Heyo. Well, this probably won't be a long stream. Maybe at most 2 hours, 3 hours tops.
Trade-off if you make you stay with us, you
Morning.
we've had a lot of people come by.
I feel really
not
cold,
quite
actually.
certain how to take this.
I'm gonna go.
That is fair, of course. So you two have untreated wounds.
Collective insanity managed to draw others in like
He stabbed me.
Perhaps Boiro just getting around.
You see?
What?
So, month prior we did take down the dog.
Mostly for my hammer and nothing's broken. I don't know how you treat that. I just need to wash off.
Good then.
You're not hurt in any way.
No.
All right. You have something broken.
Morning.
Just a rib.
Repertoire of people.
I can mend that.
Doctors even stumble across them. Convenient.
Okay, but I hear magic a lot. Is it gonna be like
We've had a lot of very
heal the rib,
convenient
but like
arrivals
my left foot's gonna be unusable for the next 2 months,
Mm.
or?
Nothing of that sort.
Oh,
but
concerning.
you quite literally feel the rib being
introspection.
put back together.
Is he armed? So the magic is gonna be.
Weird fringe cause. This is just. What's it for you?
I'm not saying a weapon.
Magic
dangerous in its own right on a normal person.
Especially if it's at least something as minor as a rib.
Too colorful to be
I'll
one
at
of the
least be
dark
feeling
lords.
some bit of that pain as well. So
They seem closer to than a tribal.
I get that that's all it is. Then. Should be. this
Keep an eye
one
on them,
here.
but I've got no concern at the moment.
Yeah, that one.
Fair enough.
Alright.
No healer.
Are you aware of that wyvern? by
Can
the
always
way?
like see like
Oh, fuck yes.
just magic being coursed, and
You'll
you
get
are going to
scared.
start
I
feeling
haven't
the
seen
rib literally
a
begin
little
to
bit.
fucking
I'll
come
be
back
shocked if it's
sharp.
around.
Yes.
With a number on it injured, then it will likely be back soon, I imagine. In that state, it can't really go far, and it needs something to fill its wounded tummy. What did I say? Stomach. Grown man.
Done.
I don't know.
It
I
works
think
than
the
it being
fumes of these
broken.
magical acid are slowly getting in my brain and rotting
It's
in
it's being put back together. So
I tested as well. Certainly I have
Nonetheless.
slightly more acrobatic ability than most, but the wall can be scaled.
hurts.
Something worth keeping a note of for future reference.
Looks like you'll find a form of healing that doesn't hurt.
Still I could manage.
Fortunately.
Yeah, I guess the last
An
time
easy
I got
climb, but it
healing,
can be done.
they had to like carve stuff into me.
Considering
So
we need to
yeah.
keep this place secure, or whatever that
I guess
little
that's
fucking
common.
spirit wanted us to do for
come again.
other people's
Oh,
sake.
well,
I
the last
suppose.
person that could do
Well,
healing around here,
Anything, Yggdrasil
they
is
did it
one of the
through
most-
like carving stuff into your skin or something.
I guess.
It
Think
hurt.
in the future if we have to start anywhere
Interesting.
to remake a civilization.
Wouldn't that just leave more stuff to heal, though?
I don't know. I mean,
Unless the cuts were healed over, I suppose. That is new to me.
Yes, maybe the dwarves could find
it left a little bit of a scar.
doing this, but they're not the adventurous type like us. We told them we have a nice castle for them to return to if they come to Yggdrasil. Maybe they'll be interested. Maybe we can appeal to dwarven madness and
Can I help you?
that way. Use the touch of it.
I'm trying to read this.
Can you read?
I can read.
Can you write?
Fill this entire place with the undead. As much as I
Read as in you can fully read, or only read a little.
I can read enough. I can read what I
What
need to.
what defines as being read enough?
Like you can read signs. You can read my name.
This is a full book we're talking about here. You'll have to
Exactly
read.
go to school. I don't exactly receive a formal education, if that's what you were wondering. It's got a little picture in it.
Staying young, they'll be done dead eventually. So,
Yes, it does.
Picture.
You can, I suppose you can read the pictures, yes.
Actually, so mostly for seeing if anything. How long have you all been supposed to camped out here for?
Get this right. It's best to
I think just a few days. I didn't get here that long ago.
I've been here for longer, but yeah, I think everyone's been here for a few days, pretty much.
About a week, or maybe a little more, maybe a little less. That's about as much.
I see.
I've been here for longer, that's for sure.
Did you guys hear about? I guess it was you and I think you were there, but the little nature. I don't know what it was called. It was like a serpent of the mother or something. Little green thing.
Oh, the little sprite.
Yeah, the sprite thing.
Where is it actually? No, you're right.
It should be still around somewhere, but who knows? But it came the other day. He said that we have to keep this place protected for a while. Make sure it doesn't fall back in the hands of everything else.
The moment we
Cleaned up all
leave,
the orcs.
it is free roam. Anyone who comes across this place who has so much as a good army, or at least 10 people, yes, they will obviously take over this place once we leave. Let's be realistic here. We can't hold it. We are not an army.
The spirit said that we need to find a way to, so...
Well, when the way to do that is find more people, and most of them are dead.
Can't fight the whole army when you don't have an army to begin with.
We were lucky enough that the numbers have dwindled here when you all came here.
You believe we weren't meant to set out at some point? Oh, I should say there is a dragon nearby, or a wyvern nearby.
No, he is.
Oh?
If you see it, I recommend like hiding. Yeah, there's that.
Huh.
Understood.
Right then.
I have a weapon on me, so I'm at least able to defend myself.
Is it aggressive or is it territorial?
It flew down and attacked us.
Pretty
Aggressive.
It flew in.
I wonder if it plans on
Obviously
nesting.
nothing compared to like a real dragon, but it's still pretty strong.
I don't
take it.
Yeah, I don't want to see a real dragon if that wasn't a real dragon. It's pretty big.
It is quite convenient that the one that we fought was incomplete at the time.
Well, the one that came in, we repelled it. I'm not entirely sure where it is now, but it's not on the walls anymore.
Maybe it's just looking for a nest.
Maybe.
How recent was it when the dragon attacked?
It was
A
like
few days ago.
2 days, I think.
Hopefully it is not around. Who knows? At least during these days.
Oh, the dragon? Oh, it's dead.
The wyvern.
Oh, different dragon. The one underground was already dead, and then we killed it again.
Oh, yes.
So there are two. Okay.
Well, I don't even want to use the word dragon for those things, but close enough.
Homunculi? Chimera? One?
Either of those would work.
It was essentially an amalgamation of a bunch of souls to create something more, I suppose, solid in terms of this free-formed undead dragon.
Homunculi would probably be the right word then.
Okay, we'll go with that.
What's the
Homunculi.
one in the basement? That one's already dead. The one that flew in was something different.
Yes, you said Dwarven.
Wyvern.
Yes, I'm referring to the one we fought, or rather you guys won fought. I did not do any fighting. I'll make that clear.
Understandable.
We handled it.
Yes, we just don't know how to stop that if it ever happens again.
We'll handle it again.
If we run into something like that again.
I take it this isn't all of you, at least.
No.
No. A lot of people are still cleaning up. Or preparing the place, I should say.
Because I would be at least surprised if you were at least able to last this long, or even keep this under control, I suppose, with these numbers.
Again, they sort of came in here when numbers have already dwindled. What was it, like just a handful of orcs, maybe 20 at most?
Very few. Very few for a fort like this.
There was more, for sure. There was like 10 or 14 people who came in. So, we were at odds, or rather they were at odds. They fought them. I did not. And, well, they prevailed. But again, you probably won't survive another attack like that.
I think if we keep fighting more creatures like that, I'm gonna end up dead.
Well, we do have some undead to keep you from dying, truly.
Oh, is that how that works?
Something like that.
Oh.
Do we not have the absentee undead king who actually offers people to become his undead servants for him? Essentially, eternal servitude.
I will
I
keep
didn't think about that.
in mind then.
Yes, he's very open about always offering that.
Does being an
I will
undead
keep it a
servant,
secret, I suppose.
if I was undead servant, would I still be Scritch or?
I don't know, really, because, well, we are under the country where, I suppose, turning into undead, or at least the ritual of it, is sanctioned. Therefore, it is a known law around here. Although there is that practice that is rather frowned upon, the one where they turn criminals or prisoners of war.
Into their own soldiers.
Yes, against their own will. So,
Which has usually led a lot of people to be fearful of even being turned.
or even
usually accepting of it.
Or even living here.
But
Because, well, if you do something
Exactly.
wrong. So,
it's
you.
also that, but also, yep.
So, truly, if you are still Scritch, you run the risk of becoming something akin to that. But if you seize your mind and consciousness to said absentee king, then you won't have a problem with that. You just won't be Scritch no more. So take your pick.
Yes.
I guess I'll try to avoid dying then.
Good
That's
thinking.
what I was already doing.
Yes, the king they call him Lucille.
A lot of my patients that I've at least had to deal with are usually ones wanting to avoid dying per fear and such of not wanting to be brought back from the dead, usually by their family, since the person has to be at least willing if they're not a criminal.
Well,
but I at least managed to do what I've done, do what I can do. Ooh.
but yes, I see this king here, the Lucille, the undead one, is rather foolish. I don't think he truly knows what it means to be a king.
So, wait, you've essentially had a king amongst your ranks this entire time, I suppose?
Yes, that's why I'm referring to it here so casually. It wouldn't be relevant now that this place is now fucking ruined and such.
We did have another king as
Yeah.
well, but then he got sent to hell, I think.
I see.
Yeah. And I would have liked it if he was still around, because he said that when this all was over, he would make a place for Beastkin, at least my people. I don't really know. The other king said he would also do the same thing, but he's the undead guy, so...
That means that could take a whole other meaning.
Yeah.
That sounds rather concerning that they would do such a thing for you. They have no power in such to do so from their own kingdom. But as long as you stay under their rule, their lands, you must abide by also their laws. So, if any of your kind is perhaps not too keen on following as such, they will meet a similar fate. So, a lot of risk if you are trying to bet a lot of money on this one.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Good.
I'll worry about that when. I don't even know if I can get my pack back to begin with. So.
Who knows?
Oh, by the way, that picture in your book, was like a face of crystals on it or something?
Yes.
Is that like Alma's crystals, or is that different?
Yes, I have taken quite the interest in her affliction as well as her disease. It is unlike anything I've ever seen, so I couldn't help have my morbid curiosity to sort of divulge and theorize what the original intent of the pathogen could be, or should I say mutagen, because, well, it is transforming stuff in her body, perhaps even rewriting her own DNA. So there's a lot to think about there.
That would be the right term then, yes. Chris, do you mind if I take a look?
Of course.
See. Might have a look at it myself.
Oh.
Quite curious.
The thing is that, like, it is apparently a known disease among the Dwarven, from at least from what she says. I don't know how true that is, but if I'm going by word of mouth, but also with the idea that what she says may not also be true, I'm kind of thinking that it might be a fungal or parasitic infection, because it seems to have a very vast understanding of the human body. It is meticulously not trying to kill her at all. Instead, it is trying to perhaps keep her alive for as long as possible. That is meticulous and calculative among, I guess, pathogens and mutagens. It's, how should I say, parasites such as parasitoid wasps. They will lay eggs within their own victims, and they will instead target the non-vital tissues within said person to keep them alive and keep the food source that the victim is for as long as possible until they are ready to pupate and grow. So that is what makes me think that this might be similar in this case. It also doesn't seem to debilitate her movement as much. You would think that, like, crystals growing out of someone's body would be rather incapacitating, but no, she only moves it with some rigidness and pain to it, but she still has movement and motor function. It's boggling.
Very interesting.
Alma is just crystal food?
Crystal food? In a sense, perhaps. But if there's also the theory of like this being somewhat of a symbiotic relationship, but from what I heard, well, what she also told me is that this thing ends up killing her kind. So it is like a regular disease in that case, because, well, death is the end goal of it. But that is where it sort of stumps my mind. See, diseases and bacteria do these things in hopes to reproduce and spread its disease among others as much as possible. But if the end goal is to kill them, then that would sort of put a stop to where the sort of spread grows. And not only that, it doesn't seem to be, there's no effective way of spreading it's how should I say, it's not contagious apparently. It's only effective through consumption, but that doesn't give you the disease. It gives you more of a side effect or a symptom. So the reproduction sort of cycle of this bacterium or disease and pathogen is unknown. It just happens, is what she told me. And well, a lot of us has been hanging around her at this point, and none of us has caught what I'm going to, in short terms, crystal touched. But in scientific terms, I would refer to as Prasadi crustacea.
Prasadi.
Crustacea.
Crustacea.
Yeah, Prasadi. Yes, it is similar to a disease that has the person's bone grow out where, I suppose, imagine growing bones, extra set of bones from where your bones are actually protruding and such, and perhaps malforming you.
Yes.
So it is similar to that, but this one, again, doesn't debilitate as that similar disease. So that is what I'm trying to figure out. More so, once I'm able to...
Does that happen? Does
What?
that happen to people? Like, they have their bones grow out their bones?
Yes, that is an actual known disease.
You can.
Or, not really a disease. No, it's not a disease. It's a genetic disorder. Because, well, there's no spread to it, and there's no rhyme or reason of how it happens. It is what it can only be summed up as is that there is a genetic mutation or defect within the person, so therefore such things happen. Again, no rhyme or reason to it. So it is similar in that case. Have they around here, like, are they just...
They have been running to and from about a lot.
Oh, okay.
They confused me too. I don't know. A lot of the time I see them just jumping off things. And when we were in this one town, they kept jumping into windows, out of buildings and stuff. I think something's wrong with them.
I don't
I
think
take it the
that
town was abandoned.
this one.
For the most part, it's a different town.
Oh, you mean that one?
Yes.
Okay.
If something wrong with them, probably not my problem unless it is, that becomes my problem.
Well, the
That's what I
undead
think.
for one thing.
Yeah.
Right.
As undead, like, sometimes part of their brain function are never the same, or they don't function as much anymore. That is partially what happens when you die. Your brain just shuts down. So to be energized back into one place, I presume not all of you come back.
That's usually how it works, from at least what I've heard. don't know if they're about to jump. Has anything in particular happened with them? Like, I don't know, since they... Ready yourselves.
There's a big thing coming up on the horizon, up there, right on the tower. There's something there.
Not again.
We can talk later.
Oh, I'm going to hide in here.
Seems I was right, and it was desperate for its fill once more.
Get inside if you need to.
The thing is already injured. I don't think that bus is any way to cure its wounds. It's only been a few days, there's no way it's fully recovered. I said we're gonna put this fucker down. Silly, give it a go.
It's coming down.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, I think I'm just going to pick better shelter. Is that a... Please tell me that's not the mate of them. Why is it silver? Let's see. It is capable of breathing fire. There's got to be some sort of organ within it. Its tail is barbed and everything. There's so much fire amongst our group. Let's see. It is capable of problem solving too. Backing away when firing. It's no ordinary beast. Let's see something do. seem to be doing good. Let's see. Let's see. No, I 30 for the guys.
Will I? Any interesting skills in your repertoire you'd like to share?
Injuries?
Pretty hard.
Okay. What I'm looking at?
Couple of doubts.
Yeah, the run. You'd have feel like that, like sort of performing and all that. It's gonna be like fake headache. It's also aching around your body.
Oh.
So run that more. Oh. Healed. There you go.
Oh. Dang it. Wait, what are these?
Require fire! Go on those bombs again! Need you to light it and I'm gonna throw it at it again. Oh, need you help throwing this damn thing as well. Come on.
Alright.
Hurry it up.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
What's there, buddy? Okay.
You'll notice that my skin is like searing to the touch.
No.
I might have to like
damn it. Don't know what I'm going to do. Oh shit. I'm assuming we're going after that thing.
We're giving chase. Conveniently, this is the direction we're going to be heading anyway. It just seems our goal's been a bit hasty.
We'll time this as well as we can so we have enough time between people that this shit doesn't
Fine.
vanish. So if you wanna like, yeah.
Oh, transition. Oh, this is a change of scenery.
Alright. Not a fighter, so I'm gonna slowly track it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
So before the new instance, you are free to go whenever you wish once you're in. But I would recommend grouping up before sending out.
what is that?
We will try to keep it intact for you once we kill it.
That is appreciated. Speaking of which, do you still have my joy?
I broke it.
What? You broke my joy?
Yes,
Why?
it was an accident. Maybe
I don't think you can get me on the same with that quality I got. That was what I had from the Citadel.
I don't know where I went.
Seems like it may have got away. For now.
Check around this corner, and if we don't see it, we'll go back. Quickly.
Alright then. They also went scouting. Oh. Oh.
We'll find some this way. Keep to the bushes.
I trust you'll lead the side when we should engage with this. Stop taxing you. That's when we'll take on the
Right. And we have other people who are good at speaking up.
Doctor so far seems to be the best equipped for it. Lower lies
And
is
the
close
rest
second.
are a little far away, or little too convinced.
Lower lies less about stealth and more about agility, it seems.
I don't know how sneaky now, Wyvern.
Fine. Doctor has a certain presence to them.
I am decidedly
Many
not
entities
sneaky
somehow.
enough for a wyvern.
It would be best if you stayed back from this until we engage.
Entities often seem to forget about Jack. It's like he's hard to keep in your mind.
Well, it looks like we've lost the
Engaged.
elite.
Go.
Move.
Going in.
What are you doing? Do not lose. Ah, they lost. Messed up proper pincer attack. What? It's glowing. It's a fire. It's a different spectrum. Why is that? See, there are certain ingredients and chemicals that cause fires to be blue. Why is it that way? It's either a fire sword, it burns that way. Oh my goodness. slowing them. Wait, what? What was that? What is this creature? It's able to change the form of its fire into something liquid and solid. It's like a plasma. It detonates. From what though? A chemical reaction between the air and whatever it's mixed with. Make sure to double tap it.
You want to run?
Go for it, you have the longer sword.
You alright there, soldier?
Just in case, I'm gonna slice your throat open. Good. Just to be certain. Good work out there. What am I looking at? Sure as hell I'm getting back up from that.
Extraordinary.
Let's move more into the let's actually no, we'll clear the out here. Should be able to get some rest. Just stand to the
Even
side,
its
I'll
skin glows hot.
tend to your wounds. You first. Ooh, got the most done. What am I looking at here?
I'll have to dissect it later.
Some slightly deeper gashes around the shoulders and on the stomach.
Alright, so you're gonna feel sizzling. The gashes are gonna be like reforming. You're gonna feel all that sharp pain, and stomach is gonna be very fucking sore.
Shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Any of you've experienced it's fire breathing. Did it get noticeably hotter and more volatile when it was a different spectrum of color? I saw it turn blue. It's all. Or
That was blasted by it last time. The blue stuff's hotter. The blue stuff's a lot hotter.
so it's more of a color spectrum of just changing color due to the intense heat. Although if it has been more of a chemical reaction, that is a different subject. Such a thing could actually turn someone's blood to poison. If that is the reason why the fire is blue in the first place. But then it's neon glow. It's either some organ in its body that is causing
You okay over there?
the color to course through its veins and have such a reaction.
I'm not gonna die on you. No, it's fucking
Good.
This silver scalings.
Wondering where he'd gone.
It's a double its poison or something. It's bobtail. Interesting.
I shouldn't be needing to ask you, of course, but are you no injuries?
None.
Right.
Waters. Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor. If you're weak, by accident, all that.
Yeah.
Hack into this. Yeah,
I guess both of you put
I think that's an artery. I need you to cut that open. I'm gonna give the blood in this flask.
right in that spot.
Yep. No, I got it.
Spray it a little bit.
Yep. Disgusting. Thank you.
Just the blood. We're gonna have to carve it up soon enough and turn it into rations, I think. Dragon. You still have that funny orc sword in you?
It's over there.
What are you using that for anyway?
Our friend's a vampire.
You know, that really should have occurred to me earlier.
Food for the road, yeah.
Try. Screen works.
Screech friend.
The scales is a little bit difficult. Yeah. It's swinging like a club.
Even for the hand, it's really heavy.
You gonna try?
Sure.
It's nothing compared to dragon bone, but well, that's an opening. I'll have the blood and spray everywhere. Here. It's kind of like skinning a rabbit.
Really? It's a bit different.
It's like a big rabbit with scales.
Yeah.
That's what making the rabbit.
Not exactly a butcher. I can't really get all the scales off super easy, but
Yeah, should be everyone tended to. Think the sparrow was talking about found a place for us to rest.
Oh yeah. Be good. I feel like my
Why-
heart is going to explode after that.
Pray it doesn't, but I cannot blame you. It's gonna hurt for the rest of the day. That's
Oh, okay.
I had to use one of my more powerful spells to fixed up her stitches. There was more older ones, so more fatal.
See.
They didn't have to go through it at least, because they apparently don't feel pain, so it's one thing on their side.
Oh. That's good, I guess.
I might leave in the next 30 minutes. Not feeling it.
Okay, I did not want to ask earlier, but I suppose I'm asking now. What's that in your mouth?
Blood. What?
Alright. Nothing. Just something I noticed.
Okay, okay.
Jinpei.
I take it that is friendly.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't.
It's okay.
I
It
know.
looks friendly.
It's not attacking, I guess.
I don't think we're in any condition to start fighting at all.
Yeah, no.
Sure, it's a good thing that this is a lake instead of a river, otherwise they'd be poisoning our only source of water.
I just really needed to get that blood off.
You know, certain tales say that certain dragon's blood is poisonous to the environment as well as people. So I wonder if the same is said for wyverns. If us leaving this here might be a decimation of the natural ecosystem.
Have you tasted dragon's blood before? Or
Yes, I've tasted that, but that is upon consumption, though. I mean, as in when it bleeds into the roots and grass.
right.
Besides, a vampire's digestive system is sustainable and adaptable to most sources of blood. If that's how we live.
Do I reach inside and start grabbing things? No, that's unless you're aiming for something specific.
Leave the flame organs to me. I am very intrigued by such things.
We shouldn't be fucking around with the organs too much.
Well, I am going to definitely entangle with them.
I mean, I obviously take it at this point. You at least know what you'll be doing. So
I know that is exactly why I want to delve into it. But
yes,
it is an anomaly enough that such dragons and wyverns are able to sort of breathe fire in it on itself, as such things are done to an organ.
You at least know what to do with it.
So then, if they're able to breathe, they have an organ in their body that allows them to have this compound chemical that causes fire to be emitted from them, whether it be more of a plasma or a gas. But then there was that chemical reaction of when its whole veins and skin started to turn this sickly neon purple glow.
Those flames really hurt.
Yes.
Scorching.
Either that or there was a chemical sort of reaction with it with the flame, and then there's something a little more sinister or poisonous to the flame in itself. See, I believe one of the main components to turning flames blue without having it to see heat is kind of like a spectrum. it turns different colors depending on how hot the flame is, but you can achieve that color by having a sort of mixture of chemicals in it, such as potassium. If you have potassium within the flame, then it will change that blue hue. Thing is, an overdose of potassium, I don't know if it's within a consumption or if it's so much as need to get into the bloodstream, that it could actually kill a person. So theoretically, if it hit us with a potassium flame instead of a heat blue flame, then we could all very well be poisoned.
As they said on sanitary.
Is potassium like a plant or something?
No, potassium is more of like a nutrient. It is mostly found within bananas, you know. That's why people say bananas are good source of potassium. Thing is, the person can only have so much potassium in their blood until it kills them. But it's not like you can eat a bunch of. It's not like you can eat a bunch of bananas and it would kill you. No, eating too much bananas would kill you sooner than the potassium it gives you. That is why an overdose of it could potentially kill someone, which is why that is something to worry about. I also think maybe magnesium, or I think copper or brass also causes flame to be blue when mixed with it. That is also can be poisonous if mixed with the body. So yes.
So how many bananas are too much bananas?
I said that the consumption of the bananas would kill you sooner than the potassium. See, you would need to like eat a bunch, like more than a ton, I believe, to have an equivalent of potassium poisoning. So no, you don't need to worry about put the potassium within the bananas kill you. What you would need to worry about is that why are you eating so much fucking bananas?
That is why I came over here. Why are you talking about banana consumption?
That's because I bought in the notion that one of the ingredients to turn flames blue instead of the heat spectrum, because the higher on the heat spectrum you go, the different hue the color turns into. Therefore, that if potassium is one of the key components, that is what turned that wyvern's or even one, I believe it is. I believe any sort of amount of chemical that could turn fire blue could also be quite poisonous if ingested or inhaled too much, or even so much within our bloodstream. And seeing that we have been hit with it, these guys were hit with it so much, there could be a serious risk of poisoning, such a thing. And then that's why he asked how much bananas does he need in order to get himself killed. So that is, I brought in potassium in the question. But no, the consumption of so many bananas would kill you sooner than the potassium in it.
Yes.
That is the context.
So in theory, don't eat too many.
Don't eat too much of anything.
That as well.
The average human stomach can only hold about 2 pounds of food. You eat any more of that and you run the risk of ripping your organ apart.
I don't even think I've come across that much food before in one place, anyway.
It would be hard to come across, at least.
Well, we have that much food right now.
Yes.
Although I heard that, I wonder if most reptile sort of flesh is similar to crocodile flesh. It is like, it said it is all so chewy and gamey, but it tastes like chicken.
That fucking guy. Right, so we're gonna be moving towards a cave, so hooded friend can feel a little more comfortable. Just realized we should want to fucking move this thing to the cave.
We got it. We got the legs off.
How are we going to move? How are we going to move this at all? We can.
Getting the legs at least to cook it. We might have to come to and from here.
See.
That or chop off more of the parts one at a time. Make it easier to carry.
Well, as I said, I call the organ that that is the chemical compound that caused this flame in the first place. I call dibs on that. That is mine. If you don't, and if
Yes, no,
good.
Yep, they are only dealing with the limbs. I have made it clear that you are to deal with the organs.
Yes, 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 yes.
Right, we're dragging into the cave. Anyone wants to lend a helping hand to drag an entire wyvern.
I imagine you would prefer a cave, yes?
I'm going to stay here.
I'm helping.
He's been fine even with the hat off, so...
That's true.
3 people dragging.
Oh no, it hurt, but the blood helped with the healing process.
Yeah, we're coming.
I do have one thing too.
Okay, is that hand at least good in terms of strength? Because they are cat. You might want to move as well. They're dragging the entire thing with them.
How are they dragging an entire wyvern?
I don't know. Let's go.
I really question how are you able to drag like perhaps 10 tons of what the reptile beast is. I'm worrying about it.
Be more suitable as a blanket.
Yes, orcs, not 10 tons of reptile. That is vastly different. We don't even have a proper carriage. You're dragging this thing across the ground. You have to fight the gravity as well as the resistance of the dirt that it is grinding upon.
Find some humor in the situation.
Do I look like I can contribute? You are essentially complaining. Why is a farmer not doing a blacksmith's job? So yes, I will continue to complain.
Would assist if I could, but still hurting.
Oh, are you going to ask why they aren't helping either? I have my reason too. You just didn't ask. Careful not the dead body doesn't kill you if you go too downhill.
I should also clarify, we're making like the biggest trail you ever could fucking make right now to the place we're staying.
It'll stop at some point.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Oh, we kinda needed bots. That was really good.
We don't happen to have someone who can make weapons, do we?
The dwarven woman then. She believes she was a smith.
Yes, look at all the crystal eyes.
Then we can hang on to the bone. Feels fucking a little weird saying that though.
If you can at least use it to make something, that's better than nothing. Outside of food.
Okay.
Okay, that's a problem.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Right then.
I got you.
Easy.
Well, at least I can no longer tell which is my blood and Ryan's.
Oh my god.
Up this way.
Oh my fucking humans.
Oh god. I mean, you're securing my grip at least.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay.
Haul this shit around every day.
Okay.
Give it some time, it'll decay. Actually, that might be the prime moment to actually excavate it. The parts are going to decay anyway, so you might need to wait for it to stop stinking. This looks like a hill.
Oh, we almost.
No, I'm kidding. This way.
Is the rock formation there?
Oh, they're trying to kill us. I think they're trying to kill you.
Can we zoom down the top of the hill?
You're going to have to roll it, or you're going to die.
Oh, yeah, we're just gonna fucking roll the floor. We're just gonna
Just roll it. Roll it. We can at least just deal with it outside.
put it down. Put it down. Put it down.
Done. Done.
Are we rolling it? Is that the plan?
Yes, otherwise their weight would literally crush them.
Alright, stop rolling the fucking thing. Come on. You see, the proper steps would be we de-winged it because the wings are not useful in anything. We take the legs off and create them separately because they're only useful in crafting. And we simply take the body without the tail.
We also could have just simply left it because I don't think anyone's going to be dragging around a wyvern body other than us. As it seems.
We need the food. I understand you folk don't exactly eat flesh like this, but we need something to eat. And this body provides us jerky for countless centuries. Journeys, not centuries.
Well, hardly. Decomposition will take it sooner than we can make food of it, so what we make of it right now is perhaps within a span of a few days, and we don't have that much to carry it.
Not if you dehydrate it. If I always carry salt on me.
How much salt can you have until you don't have any more?
Well, not
Do
enough
you
for the
have a
entire body.
wyvern's worth of salt?
No, not the entire body, but we can at least get a good portion of it salted. I use my entire EP4 of it.
I'd say simulate it for something more, perhaps nutritious, because I don't think this is the last time we're going to see at least wildlife like this. It is very convenient. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm very interested.
Come across wildlife, but
I'm very.
a lot of normal nature. Usually they're zombified or ghouls or specters of some kind. This is frankly the first time we've encountered just a beast that can be eaten.
Closely related to a beast. It is a wyvern. It is a species of dragon, lesser dragons in this case. Though, yes, akin more to beast. But
You're very anal about definitions, aren't you?
Get inside.
I worked at a citadel. I am a grand maester in this case, a philosopher in this case. So yes, I am more about the details and greater understandings. So if you want less of a conversation about layman's terms, then I'm the person you talk about. Oh my goodness.
I'll keep that in mind. Oh. They were kidding about the crystals.
Well, at least I can take off some of my...
Good to hear.
It's a cave.
You're gonna find many a shitty cave when you're with us, unfortunately.
Most caves are shitty.
Our group basically thrives off of shitty caves.
I'll take cave. Cave nice.
Cave is a cave. You grow accustomed to them once you've had to sit inside enough for restitude. Probably fallen at this point.
Good to hear.
I want the organs that as the composition of its flame. So, that is what I am interested in it. The rest...
What do you plan to make with it?
Just the flame one.
What?
All of the organs or just the flame one?
Mainly the ones comprised of the origins of its flames and the unnatural hue of it. Those are the ones I'm interested in. Organs are usually...
The heart. We destroyed it.
How do you destroy a heart? I thought you only said...
Butcher.
Then how do you know you destroyed any of its hearts or organs?
Because I know what a heart looks like.
Do you know what a Riven heart looks like?
We all found that one cave.
They are vastly different from regular hearts, you know.
Something like that. At least there's nothing ominous trying to fucking chase us as far as I can tell there.
As apparently you do to a Grand Maester.
I would suspect that was on our tail the entire time.
the legs and watching out. I'll be back in a sec.
Alright. I'll be out there soon enough to help prepare it. Might need its scales. I mean, I basically left it behind now. I'm sure big guy will bring it, but my last set of armor was completely fucking melted by that thing. It's a dwarf from giving those books away. I guarantee she'll have a plan with the scales.
Exactly.
Maybe. She told me she's only a blacksmith. I don't know if she deals in the ways of crafting weapons from beasts.
I assume so.
Regardless, maybe giving it to her would be a good challenge. Just be patient with her.
Brain teaser.
Oof! Why did I say that? Why did I get annoyed at the thought that... Whatever.
You know, I haven't been able to have much conversation with the vampire. More often than not, they're too busy trying to come for my neck than they are willing to sit down and have a chit chat. Anytime I've had the putrid taste of blood in my mouth, I tend to just feel irony, coagulation. Nothing I really taste there. What is your two's favorite blood to drink from? If you could have one in a cup right now.
Wow, this is the most "you are such a vampire" conversation ever. You want to point fingers at us while you're at it?
Am I... Okay, Lorelai, the question specifically to you then, since the other one wants to be a bit of an ass.
I don't know, I guess rabbits aren't too bad. They all taste the same, mostly. Some are a bit more gamey. I'm excited to try wyvern. That'll be the first time for me.
As far as the slush goes, quite nice. It's close to deer, surprisingly.
Really?
Yes, its blood is similar to beast blood. So,
Big, but
I assume you can consume it raw, right?
back when I was doing what I did, you sort of need to take any game you could. Whether that be, you know, rabbit, deer, or flying, fire-breathing beast. That was a rich man's meal back home. It's only a rich man's meal because only a fool would actually go out of the way to hunt one of these. Just more often than not, as this is proof, adventurers like us don't really hunt them, much less get attacked and defend ourselves.
People usually just die to it.
The mainlands either. I don't even know the last time I saw a wyvern in Aston. Too populated. As far as I was aware, most of history they tend to stay to themselves, usually not in terrain. But I suppose the Dark Lord isn't exactly considerate of homes of the beast. Right. The only time I've seen one before now was in Eremos. The barren wasteland between the two cities of Grania. They were more northward, considering the south city is filled with warriors and soldiers. But as they figured out the closer south they were, the more likely they were to be ripped apart. All the north is filled with scholars and people who believe that knowledge is all.
You say that with such conviction.
But could often lost them a lot of battles. And besides, they were my enemy for a short while.
People who read the books? Were your enemy?
Yes.
Wow, you must have been really bored.
Because I was born and raised in Obro, the southern city. Leg.
Listen, I know people have their differences, but to go after people who just read for a living, that is Wow.
Well, it wasn't just that. There were scholars, philosophers, the like, anything to do with the mind, or whatever grand scheme they thought they had. I'm not sure if you're aware of that continent of Grania. There is a never-ending battle for the Dark Lord's approval between those two cities.
Yes, I'm from there.
The south. Well, there you go then.
Yes,
You should be familiar.
of course I'm familiar. I don't agree with it either. People who think knowledge is everything, no. That's stupid. But neither is a sword. Although sometimes it can trump most things, it isn't everything.
I suppose you're right. However, if you're really good at that sword, I've yet to see much that can stop someone.
Very true. I suppose that's where we can see eye to eye. That certain weapons just are better than others.
Knowledge is a privilege and a luxury, but
No,
ultimately,
it's a
if you just
weapon.
keep sharpening a sword, you can do whatever you want.
But knowledge can be trumped easily by a sword. So the most known bookkeeper can easily be slain by some half-wit with a blade. That's why they are weapons in their own right. The northern philosophers,
No way to stop a great violence is even greater violence.
the northern philosophers who think that knowledge is power, stupid. That's something we disagree on.
I suppose it's wise to find a balance, though. Fool with a blade. It's far less intimidating than a man who knows what they're aiming for. I remember those days. Back in good old Obro. Trained basically from the day you could walk and, well, hold a weapon. And a dagger. You fight, and you fight. Reach about age 10, they send you off on your first little expedition. Half your mates die, the other half come back. They keep doing it till there's only a few of you left. Your name keeps up. Eventually you're not a half-bad soldier.
May I ask you all these questions? Because since we're having this hot talk, I've been meaning to ask you all this. Why do you refer to His Grace as the Dark Lord, as if you sort of give him the respect and title that he thinks he deserves? Instead, see him more as a usurper and a despot or a tyrant. You refer to him as Lord.
I suppose it's just the name we've been presented with.
Fair enough.
I've never really given the time to bother to want to make up anything more creative.
It's hardly. They are just another word, except more accurate. He's akin more to a usurper.
That is true. However, after a few run-ins with him, even though we're doing what we're doing, I don't really care to piss the bastard off more than we already might be.
We admit it through great
Tales.
teeth, but a bit hard to not revel in how strong he is.
The tales of him are bad. In person, he's much, much worse. Well, they got the rest of it.
How'd they fit that all into the cave?
That's quite the feat.
And if it took all of us to sort of bring it in, how is only those two being able to bring it
They
in?
took it in pieces, to be fair.
Okay, that makes more
Yeah,
sense.
pieces.
Chopped up.
They've really neatly realigned it for some fucking reason.
Like a puzzle.
Someone else carve it, I need a break.
Good job, 19. And December.
I was about to say you about to leave someone out.
Sorry for the tail.
19 just seems to be
Taking a bit more pride in it.
Very happy. I'm surprisingly strong.
First a wyvern, then soon enough you can copy me and climb on a principle if you want. Why not?
Oh, yeah, those. Sorry, I got the wrong idea. Okay.
Is that your true goal? You trying to up your scale of what you've climbed on?
Why not? I've sat on the principle of birds. So
I see.
That is going somewhere. I don't think you want to go. The start of that sentence and the beginning of what you're trying to prove. Sat on a. Whose name is Principal?
That's what I was going to ask.
You know, the one that got away.
Oh, is this a love story we're about to hear? I mean, we are sort of telling heart to heart.
As much as I would love to regale you on a story of romance I had with the literal concept of Earth, I'm afraid it's not as emotional as.
Did you insert yourself into the dirt?
Why would they do that? They haven't died yet. It's gonna take forever to cook.
That's a good point, actually. How the hell do we cook this thing, considering that its insides are probably made from fire-resistant, I don't know, flesh and shit?
It's the
considering it
outside
breathes
that's
fire.
made.
Yep, there you go.
It's mostly the outside that's resistant to stuff. There'll be a
Would the
from
inside
the
not
organ
all be
breathes the
resistant?
fire to the mouth will be.
That depends.
That's what protects the fire.
The muscles in
Your
its
stomach
legs don't
acid,
need to
like
be
it
fire
signals us
resistant.
if it leaves our stomach.
Yes, the organ that it probably emits from, only that sort of flesh is more like resistant to the fire, because that's where it needs to funnel from. Everything else, perhaps like the flesh on the tail, the back, the chest, that is all still probably still good.
Understood. Fair enough then.
Oh, save me the ice. I would love the ice.
Uterus poisoning.
That'd be right.
I can have a look into it later, but you want to have a look at at least the flame organ, so probably get that done first.
You made such a big deal about that earlier.
Uh-huh.
Your fire breath.
If I use it for 1 second, it's fine. It's more so when I'm using it to attack a dragon.
I see. Suppose that's 200.
I wonder if we'll have enough oxygen in this cave
Plus,
though.
I, recharge the uses for it.
Well, I mean, the wall isn't blocked off, so I imagine oxygen's gonna keep flowing through.
More or less. Your fire breath, is it more or less that if you keep constantly using it, is that why at least your skin is constantly hot?
It just kind of happens when I'm in combat for a while. I overheat a little
I
quickly.
see.
But breathing fire definitely doesn't help in the slightest. After using it, I have to hold still and cool down for a bit.
Huh. That makes sense. You are a big creature. You are in danger of overheating yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll at least just keep that in mind in case you have anything at least more severe and burning up, so...
I'll keep that in mind.
Sorry, I'm trying to cook some of this. With my everything on break. Are you kidding me?
It's there. It's there.
It's there.
There we go.
What I want to do. I felt so much more tantamount than it really was.
So, you, new lady. Why the hell are you here? I mean...
More so just... At least where I used to, where I was least... At least for the last couple of years, Erebus. More or less just tending to patients, at least as much as I could. More and more coming in since the Dark Lord started coming into rule. And then, at least at that point, I decided it would be better to at least go out, find more people in need, rather than just waiting for them to come to me.
Just purely altruistic.
There's not a selfish desire hidden behind that at all. Nothing that you've got personal going on. Seek.
Not as of now, at least. I hope not.
There's gotta be something. There's no one out there who's only good for no reason else. Other than
I
just
mean,
to help people.
at least with all my patrons that I've done in the past, it's all at least been to prevent them from being brought back to life. So, not really a fan of it.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I don't think I hang around enough, but you're not gonna like one of our members.
I've been informed of the king.
Good old Lucille. His Majesty, the owner of the castle we were hiding in.
If I'm going to be uncomfortable, might as well be uncomfortable and looking somewhere nice. Yep, definitely at least better.